what is 1.5, sir?
I don't know.
Ah, are you saying that you've not been on social media? You've not been following the trend in
1.5,
recently?
that's the amount they pay them.
Yes.
Okay.
1.5 million. And what just came out, she was just like, have you seen 1.5 million naira in your life before? Do you know what it means? And she was saying with so much confidence, and like, this is what you want to waste your destiny for, just with 1.5 million naira. I don't really know how this is going to last her. Not even her now. This one, a lot of persons have gone into. So now, if you're even holding a dog as a lady, it's every to be checked. Yeah, it's suspect, you know.
You know, it's like I always say, now they catch an So there are lots of persons doing it, and then are still coming to this internet to say this is really bad, this is really bad, this is really bad.
And they are doing it.
They are doing it. They might even be sleeping with worse. Because people, I was talking with a friend, he said, now dog, they make you they shout. People sleep with serpents.
Can you imagine? Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time you're watching me from. This is Ememe Peace channel. So if you are new to this channel, thank you for joining us. Kindly like and subscribe to our channel. And to my old subscribers, thank you very, very much. Good to have you back. Good to have you support us in all we're doing. And I've noticed that God have added to the family. We are now 80. Yay! So guys, this is the second episode of this program that we just started every month. I think it comes first Friday of every month. So in this first episode, we'll be talking about I think matter arising. We've been sharing the flyer for quite some days now. Matter arising. So we want to talk on what is actually happening, recently, or what have been happening recently, and that leads on to what we'll be talking about, the common relationship issues. So guys, I have today on stage a profound coach. You guys know the person now, but anyways, stay tuned. Let me introduce the person. Guys, we have a great personality here with me. Like I said earlier on, that he's a relationship coach. Guys, you know that he has been here before in this channel, and they decided to bring him back again. In fact, it is going to be partnering with us. So, hey, God, I've signed contract with him like this. So, so guys, it's such a great privilege to have you here, sir. Thank you very much for coming again, and thank you for honoring our invitation.
Thank you very much.
So, off the traffic, or was it plain in use?
As always, as usual.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
God bless you, sir. Thank you for coming. So today we'll be going straight to the point. So guys, we already prayed before now. That was behind the scene. So we're going straight to the point today, which is common issues, common relationship issues. We want to deal with these relationship issues that we have. You know, there's something that have been occurring for some time now. A particular event, is it an event, or we have some recent happening, and it's about domestic violence, and it just brought to my notice that aside getting to this point when we have to be talking about domestic violence, we have to be saying if he's beating you, if he's molesting you, he's abusing you, you can leave and all that. What if there was a marriage rightly in the first place? What if nobody married wrongly, you marry the right person? Because I don't think the right person will have to abuse you. I don't know if God's will can actually be abusing you later in the future, or was there anything that was misplaced? Was there any value that was not recognized? Or I don't really know what actually led to this point where spouse or where a partner decided to eat the other. Because I've come to notice that not just the male as well, because I think because it happened with one of hers recently, so people are now focusing on the woman. I think I was listening to Apostle Iman, and it was that video was very funny, and it was like, if you're a man here, you're beating your wife, he's going to take permission from the police station and beat the hell out of you. You know. So saying this as fair that about line, what do you have to say? Because I think that something is missing, something is wrong somewhere, and I want us in this episode to tackle that particular aspect. So if it has to be with our young generation marry rightly, or being patient enough, because sometimes because of peer pressure, people tend to rush into it. It's only when you have waited for too long and you are seeing the person, maybe it's looking like it, even if it's not totally it, but it's looking like it, and you just want to accept because, oh, you've waited too long, you don't want to just miss chance, and you just, because I don't know what actually went through or what is actually going wrong in marriages. You know, you see marriage ending just for 3 years, 4 years, 5, and those years was not like that. So what is it that our generation is missing that our parents, got correctly?
Thank you very much. I sincerely love the way you elaborated on it and all of that. And mind you have actually touched a lot of aspects about this stuff and all of that. You see, you talked about marrying rightly and all of that. The truth is that many of these persons that are involved in domestic violence and all of that, not that they did not marry rightly. You see, I'll get you a new phone doesn't mean that I'm getting you that new phone, I'm going to also deposit in you the way you are going to use it. How long that phone is going to last with you is your
based on my management.
Thank you very much. So many of these persons, they married rightly, not because it was not God's will, not because maybe it was devil's will, or maybe because it was our will. No. But so many times we lack understanding. One thing about understanding is that whenever you are in a relationship with anybody, maybe whenever you like marriage and all of that, you have to have the understanding to be able to manage that person, because we are coming from different backgrounds.
Exactly.
We are not going to see things alike. We are not going to sense things alike. So that moment you have this understanding that you are not going to see things alike, it's even what will make you have understanding. So what am I trying to say? So many times this domestic violence and all of that is happening is lack of understanding. It's lack of understanding, number one. Then two, lack of capacity. I have once told you before when we were talking some time ago, I told you that there is power to handle somebody. So the person you cannot handle, you cannot form that, or you cannot act it that you can handle that person. Never. You cannot pretend for 3 years, man. You cannot pretend for 4 years, man. You cannot pretend for 5 years, man. That's for the aspect of lack of understanding and lack of capacity. That's why everybody is not for you. The person might be for you facially, the person might be for you fluently, because there are people, you know girls of our time, they can love you because of how fluent you are in English. But fluency is not part of the fruit of the spirit. That's it. Fluency is not part of the fruit of the spirit. That brother that cannot even speak the English correctly might just be the one for you. Why? Because you are looking at the physical aspect, you are looking at the fluency, all those things, but God is looking at the spirit.
The spirit.
God is looking at the spirit. The Bible said the man weighs the physical appearance of a man, but God weighs the spirit. So if your spirit is not aligning with that person, there is no way. You might just be like, but the person was good, the person was kind, but the truth is that person is not for you. So what if this person is actually for you? That's where understanding comes in. A man that is not able to bear you, a man that is not able to understand you, a man that doesn't have that patience to actually make sure that he carries you along.
So I think that problem is coming from patience. Like, if you see what is actually leading to eating somebody, I think it's patience. Because if you have that capacity of patience inside of you, and maybe I'm just saying something that is pissing you up, if you have patience, you should be able to manage the moment.
Definitely.
Because there's power in managing your emotions, and you need patience to manage your emotions. Really, when you have a nagging wife, for instance, I know how terrible that is, but you can actually survive it and work towards changing, influencing that person with change, because you can't actually change, compel people to change, you can influence them with changes, So we need the capacity of patience, to be able to help these persons, or for we to manage our own emotions when they have started. Maybe you're a guy, or you're the brother, or you're the husband, for instance, and you're always upset. You get upset so easily. So I need patience at my own end to be able to manage the time when you will be, going through those difficulties and all that. So I think that, just like you said, we need understanding, we need patience, we need a lot of virtue. So that's why this fruit of the spirit is something that Christians should not even ignore in place of marriage. Something that we should not ignore. So sad.
So talking about patience, because as we were talking, that patience aspect, we need like I think couples need patience a lot. Why did I say so? Because one thing about patience is that patience was not given to us for sweet times.
Exactly.
Patience was given to us because God knew that something will go wrong. God knew that one day our emotions will overwhelm us. One day our flesh will take over us. So it's when you have that virtue, when you have that fruit of the Spirit, which is patience, you'll be able to know that this is not my wife. The way she's acting right now, this is the devil. This is Satan trying to play with our marriage. This is Satan trying to make
like patience will make you to be sensitive.
You will be sensitive enough, but if you don't have it, you just
give in.
You give in to the ideas and the strategies of Satan, which was to actually destroy that marriage. You'll be like, in separation, I will separate. I cannot come and die in the marriage. And Satan is happy.
And you know the common saying now, if it's molested, if it's abusing, you leave.
And that's what Satan is looking for. Satan is actually looking for. Satan never loves anything. The Bible said, if two agree in a thing, it shall be established. Are you seeing it now?
Yes.
So Satan don't like when people come together.
Agreements.
Never. Agreement is so strong that both God.
You can't tamper with it. Even God can't tamper with agreements.
You don't forget to have Babe. So that's just it. So God loves agreement. So Satan is angry with agreement because whenever two persons come together to agree on something, it must be established. It must be established. Yes. So Satan wants to separation. And he's wanting separation. He's wanting separation. But Jesus Christ said in the beginning it was not so. So that's just it. That's just it. So I looking at it very well, I would say many of us will lack patience. We might be Christians.
We might be Christians, yes.
We lack understanding.
And I've come to discover that not all Christians have this full fruit of the Spirit. And that is why that I want to even address the believers, that we should work more on having the fruits. We shouldn't focus more. I think I was listening to one of your messages that we shouldn't focus more on the gift of the Spirit. Definitely. We should focus having the fruits, because without the fruits, you will misuse the gift that you have. So you might have the gift of talking to a lady and she will be feeling herself and all that, she will fall for you. But if you don't have the fruit of the Spirit, you cannot keep this lady. Wow. Because ladies I think we need more of this fruit in keeping us.
You know that a lady is a gift. The Bible said, he said, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and he obtains favor from the Lord. So it simply means that this lady is not just coming because you are there. This lady is coming because it's coming to favor you. You have found favor in the eyes of God. So it's coming from somebody. It's coming from God. So anything you get from God is a gift. Are you seeing it now? The Bible said it was never good for the man to be alone. That was what God thought. He said, I will give him and help me. Whatever you are getting from God is divine, and whatever you are getting from God that is divine is a gift. So for you to be able to sustain that gift, you need the fruit of the Spirit. Are you seeing it now? That's why Adam did not leave Eve in the garden. He did not say, and now you caused this thing. You are the one that caused somebody. The Bible said both of them left. Are you seeing it now? So both of them left the garden, which simply means that come rain, come shine, good, bad. Some people will say, I don't like that aspect that they used to say, for better, for worse.
I'm serious, I'm part of them.
I'm
not saying that there's no worse time, but it's as if, I don't know if that declaration is actually laying foundation for evil for the marriage. I don't really know.
No, it's not.
I'm not saying that if worse time I'm going to leave my spouse for any reason. No, no, by the grace of God. But I think we should not always be focused. Like you're always reminding us, in sorrow, in pain.
That's it.
In health, in sickness.
It's not a declaration. That's just what you said now. It's not actually a declaration.
It's like a vow.
It's a preparation.
Okay,
they are preparing your mind that it will not be all sweet. Are you seeing it now? It will not be all sweet. It will not be all lovely. It will not be bed of roses all the time. It's not every time you will wake up and meet a meal on a breakfast on your bed and all of that. Some people serve them breakfast on bed. Some people they serve them breakfast in their hearts. Are you getting me? Are you getting me now? So what am I trying to say? It will not always be sweet. Are you seeing it now? So they are preparing your mind. It's more of an understanding. That statement is more of an understanding and preparation. It's not just a declaration, because the Bible makes us to understand that even in the happiest time and even in the morning time, we are there. Are you seeing it now? So we must make sure that we understand this thing, that it will not always be sweet. Are you getting now? So that's just the aspect about that.
Okay. Now, okay. Another question I want to ask is, if for example I'm experiencing any form of abuse, from my spouse, what should I do? Should living be an option? And if, for instance, I have children, should I consider not to live? Because I've heard stories of people who were so patient to live. They would just say, oh, my children, my this, if I should leave now, who's going to come to take care? Or probably the second wife is going to be maltreating my children and all that. So because of that, they decided to stay in a painful situation, in a situation that affected them in all aspects of their health. Do you get it, sir? So what should I do if I'm explaining it for my? Should I go? Because I've seen that some persons, why they don't want to leave. I'm not saying leave. Now, I also consider that why some don't want to leave, not necessarily because they don't have family. So, because people are like, you don't have family or they are jobless. It's a lie. Not all are jobless. But look at this instance now. After I have contributed, I've worked, labored for 15 years of my marriage, or 9 years, or 10 years of my marriage, and you're not telling me that I should leave. What will now happen to my 10 years? What will now happen to my 15 years of labor, of love, of care, of everything? Do you get it? Are you not saying I should go and start afresh? What do you get it? I think that's what people sometimes, or women sometimes, put into consideration, and they now decide that instead of living, aside that, because they're not even considering only their children alone, they're also thinking about themselves. We are human. So certainly you'll be thinking about yourself as well. So what will you do in that situation? What should you do?
But there's one thing I want us to know as Christians. Even as you are planning how successful that marriage is going to be, you should also look at the possible downfalls, the possible failures that may creep into that marriage. So the Bible said there is no imperfection with God, there is no shadow of any turn, there is no darkness with him and all of that. So anytime you are experiencing these times of troubles and all of that, just know that it is Satan. Satan wants to take, it might not be Satan from the onset though, it can just be our flesh, it can just be lack of understanding, our impatience and all of that, our weakness. So but Satan comes in. So because Satan don't comes in when you have strength, Satan comes in when you are weak. So it will be like, why not insult this man? Why not you the man? Why not retaliate?
Why being patient? Why are you holding back? Give it to him back.
So a man that allows fruit to give it to him, give it to her back. Yes. So all of that. So
you just walk out of me.
Yes.
Just draw back, you know.
Are you seeing it now? So these are the foundations of problems in our marriage today. Whether we are Christians or not and all of that. So these are the foundations. So you may just be like, why is an unbeliever happy in their marriage? And why is a Christian suffering? Understanding. So many of our parents have understanding. That's why they are still there. But the young ones are leaving. Why? Because we rushed into it like
and you rush out.
So you're telling me about peer pressure and all of that, and maybe somebody actually thought that the guy was like it, so they quickly entered because nobody knows tomorrow. Before you know, I'll be turn 30. Before you know, I'll be 35.
People always, it's very ladies, always considering that.
I'm in my flower age and all of that. Are you seeing it now?
Flower need.
Later, the night time I not pluck flower, and now there's no flower to be found. So what am I trying to say? Sometimes when you rush in, you rush out. A few months ago, you were planning to enter. Few months after, you are planning to come out. Something is happening. Yeah. Planning to go out.
Yeah.
So are you saying it now? So there is every possibility that these things might happen. Failures are there. Weaknesses
it's bound to happen. Just like you said that vow that they always take, during the wedding, it's to prepare your mind that there will always be bad times. So singles, don't forget, don't ignore this aspect that there will always be bad times. So we should always know that these bad times are there. And let's work towards managing those times when it comes, because it's not going to last forever. It's a phase and it's going to pass. So are you not saying that if you are expressing any form of habit, it's part of? Is it that it's part of the script?
No.
Or
no, that's what we're bringing to your question. Because I was laying a background for it first of all. Are you getting me now? Yes. So I just wanted to know, wanted us to know, and our audience that are watching us out there, that we are not claiming to be perfect, and everyone that is going to be married tomorrow will not claim to be perfect, because there are things that is going to happen in that marriage. So you have to be prepared. Prepare for the good,
prepare for the bad. So
better.
Don't focus only on the good aspect.
Yes,
focus also
the bad
on prepare your side, your mind.
For the bad times.
What
kind of strength will you have to overcome?
To overcome it.
The Bible said that if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Are you seeing it now?
So that's why we are saying build capacity.
I'm telling
you. Because your capacity will be needed.
Because adversity will come.
It's not only how to love that you go and learn.
No.
Learn how to receive and absorb things that you don't need, things you don't like.
Definitely.
How to work towards using it in the good of the family as well. For instance, if it's not giving you the right attitude, your capacity will help you in managing these moments.
And the Bible also said, now we are talking about going back to your
question. Yes.
Are we supposed to stay in an abusive relationship or marriage?
Because there's this saying that I've been hearing. People have been posting and reposting. If a guy slaps you in a relationship, he will beat you in marriage, he will kill you in marriage. Now, if for instance in a relationship, maybe it is his weakness. I want to really ask, like, for someone, because somebody asked me when I was teaching on one particular topic. I think on my birthday there's a message I was teaching, and I made that comment as well, that a guy that can beat you, that beats you in relationship, or that is even attempting to even slap you. I don't see what will get to that point that you will think slapping is going to help you feel good. Do you get it? That kind of person have every possible means. When you know he has already gotten you in marriage, he will beat you. He will beat the hell out of you.
So the question is now, who enjoys beating a woman?
Exactly. I don't know. I should be the one asking you. Why are you asking me? I should be the one asking, like, is it that some guys enjoys, beating a lady? Is it a way of making them humble? Like, if I slap you, you go humble.
Although there are some ladies that love, that love
True, Sha.
True. Like, I love a man that exercises.
That was what one lady said to me, that if he cannot beat me, I was like, are you okay? He said, if he cannot beat me, that means I cannot be. She said, if a guy cannot beat her, that she cannot be submitted to that guy. That she needs a guy that has strength that can beat her. I said, are you okay?
I haven't heard somebody saying a relationship that we cannot cause each other. We kind of relationship. Yeah, they'll be like, a relationship. They said it's a boring relationship. That is abuse, curse. Means a relationship.
Your father,
wow,
idiot.
Wow,
so,
wow,
hey, Jesus.
Wow.
As a darkness, I think these people or these persons who live with this mindset, who have this mindset, they are not actually in the light.
I told you one time that this relationship issue, I was so washed and come on. I told you why, because I said no matter what you are going to say, except God help them, they are going to marry from their point of understanding. They are going to build their home from their point of understanding. They are going to raise their children from their point of understanding. So anytime we come up with clips like this and all of that, and people are not going to listen, people don't want to pay attention, people feel they are too egoistic to actually learn from you, they will keep making mistakes. Are you getting me now? Yeah. Because nobody's actually getting it right, but we have the help of God that is helping us. Yes. We have the grace of God that is helping us and all of that. So staying in an abusive relationship and all of that, the Bible says something in the book of Proverbs. He said a man with all wisdom separates himself. Are you seeing that? So it's a middle with other things. Are you getting me? There are so many times that you'll be passing through the problems you are passing through in your family, not until there is a separation. You cannot it's a middle with wisdom. Are you getting me now?
If you are staying there,
how will you think? The man will not allow you to think. The man will beat the hell out of you, and the only place you can go to is heaven.
In fact, you'll be frustrated.
Are you
You'll
getting
be
me
frustrated, you will not think right, because you see, this abuse of a thing is something that affects you psychologically, emotionally, spiritually. If you are abused spiritually, or psychologically, there's no how you can pray. There's no how you will be focused in place of prayers. So that's why we are even pleading that before you get to that point that you don't know that God can help you. You should be sensitive enough to walk into finding solution before you get to that point, because by the time you are being beaten, that's why I'm always praying for those who die through abuse, because hatred can come in through them, and you will die, you will not make heaven that you have been praying and be preparing since when you gave your life to Jesus. Do you get it? So abuse is something, or domestic violence is something that will affect your dimensions of faith, and when it's being affected, you are not normal again. That's when you see people who are dead, but they are walking. There are a lot of persons who are dead spiritually. People who are dead in loving. They can't love again because of somebody killed their love. Somebody killed that particular aspect of it. There are people who cannot give today again because they gave and people took advantage of it. So they are dead in that aspect. So we have a lot of people walking corpse today. They are dead, but they are just there. So
one point or the other.
They don't have a wrong mindset about life, about even their self. They don't even believe their self anymore because of what or how they were treated at one particular point. So before you to get to that point that you don't believe in yourself again, that you can't even, your self-esteem is not anymore, I think you should look for a counselor, look for a therapist, visit your pastor, just do something.
And you have a family as well.
And you have a family.
There's every possibility that you are not living the marriage. You know, so many people divorced because they lack understanding and all of that. Just be like, it will be, divorce will just be the end point and all of that. There are times the Bible even said it that the man and the woman, when it comes to the point of fasting, that they can even separate themselves. So there are some certain things that happen in a marriage that cause for separation, not divorce. Are you saying it now? Yeah. It causes for separation, not divorce. If they want to settle the issue, if you cannot settle it while the man is still beating you and all of that, go to your family house. Let's be settling it from a distance. Are you getting me? We can talk whatever we want to talk, or you can talk with me wherever there is crowd, where I have my family members and all of that. Because the truth is that you can never have wisdom in problem. When the problem keeps occurring, you wake up, you meet problem. Afternoon, you meet problem. It comes back from work problem and all of that. So before you know, you are being drained. Before you know, you relate the issue to even a wrong person that will give you the wrong advice. Why? Because you don't have time to be able to. We need time to have wisdom. Are you getting me? We need time to be able to think about some certain things, but Satan will not give you time. Are you getting me? So whenever you are under pressure to take some certain decision, it is not God. So that's what results to, I would call it results in divorce and all of that. Why? Because somebody did not take time to think about it. So sometimes you need time for yourself. So sometimes divorce is not the end point. There is every tendency that there would have been something better that you would have done. That would have helped your marriage, but there was no time for it. Why? Because Satan did not allow it. He was using the man or using the woman to make sure. Mind you, it's not only women that are being abused. Man can be abused.
You know, we're always focusing on the women.
Woman. Maybe because it was woman that was involved in it of recent.
Yes, recently, yeah.
We will not wait for a man to be involved. We are going to tackle it.
You know, I think for sometimes, I mean, counselors and relationship coaches, we don't always talk about the men being abused. And there are some men who cannot actually come out to voice that I'm being abused, you know, because of their ego, because of what people would think, oh, a woman is beating you. But I've heard stories, you know, from a very close friend of a man who was beaten to death, who was abused to death by the wife and the children. Do you get it? It goes to that point. I was so pained when I heard the story. So in such situation, what if you are a man? Because we've tackled the woman aspect. Now, if you are a man and you are being abused, what should you do?
The truth is that, as I was saying, it's not just to be beaten. That's
no, not to be beaten. No, like anything. You know, this abuse of a thing. Anything that makes you lose your self-esteem.
That's it.
Do you get it? It's an abuse.
Some women,
it can be verbal.
Exactly.
Especially verbal even kills more. Exactly. Like me now, if you slap me, I might not even feel that something now, but I just feel that maybe the devil is just using you. When you're wet, you know, when it hits me, it's going to, it might probably affect your temper with the day if I decide to pay attention to it, you know.
So there are women out there that insult their husband. They raise them 4 points, 10 to points.
Useless man.
They erase their life and destiny with their mouth.
They
did not touch the man. They did not touch the man. And these things have resulted to some men marrying another wife because they feel you don't know how to talk and have somebody else that knows how to talk. So if I keep having you in my life, you are going to make sure that I don't do anything with my life. Because when there's one thing, lack of appreciation too is an abuse. Are you getting it? When the man does one thing for you and you feel like you would have done more,
he does and maybe that is his own capacity at that moment,
and that's his best.
Yes.
That's his best, and his best is like a starting point for you. And you're not like, if only would have done better, and the man is dying. The man is smiling, but inside the spirit is dying.
Maybe he went extra mile getting that.
Because these things I'm saying is what I've seen.
It will just from 100 to go to 0. In fact, minus 0 safe.
There will be no energy, enthusiasm to be able to do whatever I want to do again. You see, where you will know is that the man will even be performing below standard. The things you wanted him to do before, you will not be able to do it. You'll just be doing it out of even if I do myself, they happy, you know, they appreciate. Lack of appreciation is another form of abuse. It's another form of abuse.
To men.
Yes, to men, we have to look out to a man a woman that cannot appreciate a man is just, she should get ready to lose the man. I'm telling you, she should get ready to just lose the man, because somebody will be, you know what's about Satan? One funny thing about Satan is that if we have somebody elsewhere that is doing better than your wife,
and you will not be even,
not be like,
even to the woman said she won't be comparing. That look at our neighbor, he opens it. I want to even ask question to that one say for if you have another spouse, you know, couple rather, who are your neighbors, and the other one is always opening car to the, for the wife. And your husband is not opening. I want to ask a question, like it's a sincere question. And your husband does not open the car door for you, you know, for you to come in. What should you do? Can you relate it to your spouse that can't you be pleased? Maybe he's not pleased, or maybe you don't want to use please, but is there any way you can relate it? Because we've seen instances like this where people feel, oh, this one is doing, or can't we bring it into our home? Is there anything bringing changes to your own from another? Is it comparison?
Marriage is a school. Till you die, you may not be able to understand everything about yourselves and all of that. Till you get to heaven, before you now be like, oh, that's how you are, that's what you thought, and all of that. So marriage is a school. You should not just think that we are coming inside because we have gained more knowledge. No matter the book you are going to read, you come and practicalize it. Are you getting me? And in practice, so many times we made mistake. I will get that from our videos.
Yeah.
No matter the preparation, you are going to make mistakes. Are you getting me now? So marriage is a school. We keep learning.
So preparation does not mean that you won't make mistakes.
In
fact, mistake is part of the process you have to go through in marriage.
You will make mistake. What shows that you are prepared is for you to be able to make mistake and recognize that it's a mistake.
It's a mistake.
Are you getting me now? Yeah. So we have people that are given platform to do whatever they have been rehearsing to do. So for you to be able to finish whatever you are doing, people are clapping for you, saying you did well to them, for you to get to your hands and just like, I missed this point here. But you didn't look at the clapping that people were clapping for you. You were able to know that I missed it somewhere here. People might clap for me, there might be accolades coming from people, but I'm not doing well here. That's what marriage is all about. No matter how you feel that a marriage is perfect and all of that, you should be able to check out your lapses. Where am I getting this wrong? Where am I getting this wrong? Where am I getting this wrong? Then you'll be able to build yourself. So taking whatever is happening in another marriage because it's good into your marriage, there is nothing wrong about it, but ask yourself, of what benefit will it be? Opening car for me did not open car for me. What did he add?
But this one has caused breakup.
That's lack of understanding. If you are not, because I not open the car for you and all of that, that's what is going to cause a marriage. You should be able to ask yourself, is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
Are you getting me now? So you should be able to ask yourself, is this stuff really worth it, that I'll just end my marriage and all of that? We can tell it to each other one way or the other. Don't you think? I'm trying to look at.
I just pointed at that because it's one of the common that I hear singles talk about. That if you cannot open it for me, ladies first. And there's this lady that was even following on, I think IG, I'm following on IG, and she talks about this ethics and all that. And say it's good as a gentle guy, you should always open the door and people are watching this content and following her ethics and all that, you know, for how couples should live and generally, because she has affected people's life generally, you know, and ladies are watching it and they're like, they have been concreting something to them now that a gentle guy should open the door.
Okay, this will bring me to this question. What if you happen to be married tomorrow? I'm throwing this question to you because you know the question.
Yeah.
And you have your personal car. Your husband just drove out.
Yeah.
You wait for a spirit to open the door.
No, it's not there.
The man is not there. Are you seeing it now? The man is not there.
This feminist I also saw that said she does not like a guy opening the door for her. A feminist, she was saying it. Let's say because she's a feminist. Okay. So she was just saying from that point of view that if there's a trouble, she will be the one to leave last at that particular stage. She will have to save others because you know.
The truth is that some certain things that ended our relationship, whether friends, whether you were dating, whether marriage and all of that, whatever, so many times, whatever ended that relationship we were having, sometimes was not worth it. You see, people have ended relationship because they say we lacked communication for a few days. You know, like, is that how we're going to do it? you're not patient with the guy. You never want to
you
hear
don't know
what the guy
what
was
he was
doing.
dealing
Are
with that
you getting
point.
it? You don't
Yeah.
know. You don't know. So life is not just all about you. Like people will say, life doesn't revolve just around you. Sometimes what the guy is going to use to make you and make you what you want to become in the future is not within there. It's outside it. So whenever this guy is outside there doing whatever he's doing to make sure that home is going to be better tomorrow, and you are angry, and you are like, we are not communicating. What kind of relationship is that? For 3 days we have not spoken and none of that. Who builds that kind of relationship and none of that?
And we are not patient to know what
are you seeing it now? All of these things boils down. That's what I was saying. All of these things boils down to understanding.
And the scripture was saying in Proverbs that true wisdom in the house built, and by understanding
the house is established.
So we need the wisdom of God, and for the wisdom of God to be established, then you need the wisdom of the understanding of God.
What does it mean? You can build a house with wisdom. You build this. You say, this.
But it will not last without understanding.
God bless you. To sustain it is understanding. To sustain it. Sustenance is not just in a day. Sustenance is a continuous process. Yes. It's a process. You keep following.
Daily.
What you said just I don't like it. I'm sorry. Are you not?
And let's go.
And now they make you the best now.
Let's not be playing with you again.
Are you saying it now? Although some persons have language of how they say they are sorry, that's another understanding.
I mean, I think the guy is have pride, you know. Yeah, they don't want to say I'm sorry. It's not like now they make it the best. But say the sorry, that's something I want. Not be now they make it the best.
For the moment to be able to know that now they make you the best, it's a sorry, it's another understanding.
But it's not sorry. It's not a spelling. Yeah, it does not be spelled as sorry. I'm sorry.
That's understanding.
That's where you need to also have understanding.
You see, I had
sorry, that's where you now need wisdom. Yes, to know that she needs the word I'm sorry. Then say it to her. I don't think there's a big deal.
Yeah, there's a big
if you know
deal
that there's something that I want, why not say it? That I'm sorry. Then end of discussion.
Yes, that's it.
Guys, are you listening to me?
So both men and women we are abused.
Yes.
We are physically, psychologically, spiritually,
emotionally
abused.
You know,
when you are not allowing the woman to go to church,
when she's supposed
to sing, you be like, why are you disturbing me? You are abusing the woman spiritually because you are not allowing her to render her spiritual duties.
Yes.
And it wasn't a church you went to on Sunday. That's the one you will go to for the whole
week.
So that's it.
I don't think there's even a point that will come in your marriage that you cannot pray together. I mean, there's a saying that a family that prays together, they stick together. You know, and there is even a way of even building spiritual capacities together when you are always praying together. There's no how that the devil is coming through the other, that the other one will not be sensitive if you are always praying together. Do you get it? Prayer of agreement. You are setting a wall of fire around about that home where you are always engaging on spiritual exercise.
But Satan will keep you busy. I'll be like, I cannot wake up and pray.
I'm tired.
The man goes to work, the woman goes to work. Before you know, nobody will be
praying again.
And Satan will come to that family and stay.
Exactly.
That's why you see that common remotes that you move from this point to another can cause trouble. That's what I tell you. When little things begin to cause, thank you, Holy Spirit. When little things begin to cause trouble in marriage, look at those things that you no longer do. Look at those things that you no longer do. Those talk you no longer talk. Those words that you no longer hear. Those I love you that you were just thinking that it's just normal.
It's no
longer say. Those little prayers that just 5 minutes prayer that I used to pray before that you no longer pray. So when little things begin to take their peace in the marriage,
when you now start living a normal life, something is happening.
Somebody is getting it, is missing it somewhere, or both of you. It's not somewhere.
Wow, that was very powerful. Very powerful. I think we've done that aspect. Hey, this last aspect I want us to stay with before we call it a day for today. I think is this dog thing. Okay. I think it's this dog thing that ladies are now, instead of walking, instead of engaging, instead of learning skill, they now follow 1.5. They are not doing 1.5. Right. Do you know what is 1.5, sir? You saying that you've not been on social media, you've not been following the trending recently.
That's the amount they pay them.
Yes. 1.5 M. And what just came out, she was just like, have you seen 1.5 million naira in your life before? Do you know what it means? And she was saying with so much confidence, and I'm like, this is what you want to waste your destiny for, just with 1.5 million naira. I don't really know how this is going to last her. Not even her now. This one, a lot of persons have gone into. So now, if you are even holding a dog as a lady, it's to be checked.
Suspect.
Yeah, it's suspect, you know.
You know, like I always say, now they cash and everything. So there are lots of persons doing it and then are still coming to this internet and say this is really bad, this is really bad, this is really
And
bad.
they are
doing it. They are doing it. They might even be sleeping with worse. Because people, I was talking with a friend, they said, now dog, they make you the shout. People sleep with serpents.
Can you imagine?
So the people that are doing these things are, you know, they pay them. Are you getting me? Some people just find pleasure in seeing their animals sleeping with you. That's what they derive pleasure. They are not going to touch the girl, but the dog is going to touch the girl. So that's why the Bible did not tell us that it's only those that are involved in the pleasure that have sinned against God. You say even those that find pleasure in those things that are done. Yeah. Are you seeing it now? So then they pay them and be like, go ahead and do whatever you want to do with this dog and all of that. I'm going to pay you. So you see a girl of no value, because people that does those stuff, I see no value. Yeah, when you design, when you come down to the point that it is not animal that you sleep with,
that's misplacement of value.
You have become an animal. So you
stick yourself so low to becoming an animal.
That's this value. Are you getting me? So what brings up this stuff and all of that is because you are first of all disvalued yourself. You have raised yourself to become an animal, because you have checked yourself and said, I was created in the image and the likeness of God. So I'm not supposed to do this stuff. Are you getting me? That alone is supposed to be a consciousness that will tell you that I cannot do this. Whether I'm suffering or not and all of that, I'm not going to do this. But people still find joy, pleasure doing those stuff, or not because of poverty, it's because you don't know your value. If money is what can make you disvalue yourself, if money is
you don't have any, because I was listening to the sermon's message and he was saying that if money is all you have,
you don't have anything.
Then you don't have anything.
Yeah.
So if money is what you saw or made you, to conclude that you have to sleep with a dog, that means you don't even have
that girl saying 1.5, have you seen 1.5? Wow.
Can you imagine?
1.5.
Wow. Have you checked my account balance? Do you know how much I'm spending in a week?
You come and see me in the future.
No, come on. See, when I sat down, there's a day I sat down and I was like calculating everything, for a year. I like, girl, you are rich. We might think that we're not really seeing this money coming in once. But if you want to check your balance, go to visit the bank, sir. Don't worry, just visit the bank. Tell them to give you your accounting, what they call it, statement of account. You will know that money is entering your account. Money is entering. But because of the cost of things in the country, that's why it seems maybe the money is not.
That should be. I cannot call it the last idea that should come to the heart of the girl.
It should never
even
come.
The Bible said there are things that should not be mentioned among believers. That's what the Bible said. It said there are things, which means there are some certain things that we hear among believers. You're supposed to shout abomination. It's supposed to be new to you. It's supposed to be new to you. Sleeping with a dog is supposed to be something new in our ears and all of that. So we'll be like, no, that's an abomination. The sin is different from abomination.
Yeah.
So that is just
like Iraq.
No. It's are you getting me now? So I don't think that should come to the mind of anybody sleeping with a dog. Sleeping with a dog. We're already complaining with you sleeping with somebody collecting money.
Yes.
Now you have to go and sleep with a dog.
It's like they're graduating from boyfriend to sugar daddy.
From the beginning.
From sugar daddy. I don't know.
From the beginning, God created them male and female. That's what the Bible said.
Yes.
It said He created them male and female. Every animal has their own man. They're close to them. They are fellow animal. Are you getting me? So for you to remove the woman dog from the man and you went to sleep with, you are violating something. You are violating what God created from the very beginning. You are trying to tell God that you did not. Yeah. You are trying to tell God that God, you did not do it well. You would have said that this is woman and this is a dog. We are supposed to be meeting together. If you both of them are supposed to be meeting, we would have started in the garden of Eden. So that's just it. I pray the Lord will help us. And these are so many of the things that happened in Sodom and Gomorrah that the Bible couldn't say. It was so huge for Bible to say that for those that God gave the inspiration to write the Bible to say that they just concluded that there were some certain things that they were doing in Sodom and Gomorrah that was not good in the eyes of God, that God had to wipe out that generation, wipe out that nation and all of that. These are many of the things that we are happening there.
And it's happening now.
Woman sleeping with woman, man sleeping with dog, woman sleeping with dog and all of that. So the other day I heard that people went to Abuja and they were protesting that they should legalize gay.
Are you serious?
Is that the problem with this nation?
I did not even listen to
guys went to Abuja, the streets of Abuja, and they were protesting that they should legalize gay, that they should leave them to their life, that this is freedom and all of that. So that's our problem, gay.
Wow. I'm even hearing that for the first time. That I never did that. Who come to my country, Nigeria.
Man, the heart is the problem.
Yes.
If the heart is not organized, it's not in order. Our life will be in disorder. So the heart is the problem. In the very moment we are able to discipline our heart and allow God to capture our heart, we will live.
Because everything about us revolves around the heart.
Definitely.
You know, everything you will say, planning to do, even and or in the future, revolves around the heart. So if you can actually work and tame our heart, you know, mind what you absorb, mind what you allow come in, mind what you think, because it's better from inside.
Yes.
So mind what you even watch, what you look at, mind your aspirations. If it's beyond your capacity, please. See, I change this code from sew your coat according to your material, to your size, to sew your coat according to your material. Because you might have half a yard of length material, and your body size cannot cannot contain it, or the material will not be enough for your body size. Then look for any style you can sew with that. It can be jacket, it cannot be a tie. Now you still get the material. So sew your coat according to your material, not according to your size. If you know that this thing you don't have the capacity for it, then check the cost and work towards what you have. Don't kill yourself. Don't go and be doing things you're not supposed to do. Singles. Don't sleep with a man that you know. Don't follow a man that you know you will not marry because of the money he has. You know that you don't love this person, but because he has money, you are just there to eat the money. Leaving people with odds. You know, because this is where, if you even look at it, people who have this mindset of beating, just look at the foundation. I saw a picture of someone who the picture was just trying to portray a message, you know, of how this person was beaten, abused with words, verbally, and all that. Then the light was born at the point, the light suddenly went off. And this person does not have light. Okay, that's what the picture was just trying to portray. And they're not saying that what this person needs is a little act of kindness, words of affirmation again to light the person up. Do you get it? Now imagine in a world whereby there's nothing like this given to this person, and this person now meets the wrong person again. Why would there not be domestic violence?
Definitely, because you don't have anything to offer.
You don't have anything to offer.
You offer darkness, everything, bitterness.
Exactly. And you have given it to the person that you never grew up with. You don't know what this person went through while growing. You don't know the kind of, you know, because we are two different persons coming. We never had experience growing up together. So you have little or nothing to know about this person. And you are coming with nothing. So that is why marriage is something you should go prepared for.
You know that when you are wrong, when some things goes wrong, happens in your marriage and all of that, if it shows that you actually prepared, that you're mature enough to actually go inside, there are some certain things that will happen in that marriage that you will still want to make sure you arrange so that everything will eventually go damaged and all of that. So
alright, sir, I'm going to interrupt you for some minutes. Guys, if you have not subscribed, you've not liked, you've not commented, what are you waiting for? So guys, tell them to like, subscribe. L-I-K-E, like. Subscribe. The subscribe button is either at my left or at my right. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you are new here, and comment. Let's hear what you think about this video. What do you think? What's your opinion about domestic violence, about a guy being abused or a lady being abused? What do you think? What are the possible solutions you think we've not mentioned that you probably have that can be addressed, you know? Because we don't want to keep hearing a lady being beaten, this and that, bust her hair, drag. There's even a video I saw that I could not behold for too long. Like, my emotions were tempered with that moment, you know, of a lady being dragged. Her hair, the guy was dragging her hair, you know, from the, I don't even know how to explain. It was such a painful situation. So what do you think about this video? Hope you've learned something so far. I trust God that you have. All right, so we'll look forward to having your response in the comment section. Okay, so back to you, sir.
This is a direct cutting to whatever I have to say today. Honestly, you are giving me another opportunity to say whatever I want to say.
I think we should just wrap it up from there.
You see, I was studying the life of Mary and Joseph. The Bible said, even eventually when Joseph noticed that Mary was pregnant, and he was not the one, both of them were very sure that something did not happen between them.
There's an interference.
The Bible said Joseph never wanted to make it a public announcement. He said he wanted to take secretly push Mary away privily. That's how the Bible puts it. Privily, that's privately. All eyes will not be aware. People will not hear about it. Maturity.
Yes.
Are you seeing? There was already a problem. Do you know what it means to be pregnant or somebody that you wanted to get married to? Like
in Nigeria now they have done introduction.
Yeah, God bless you. That was just it.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So you people were very sure that both of you have not slept together, and then one of a sudden from nowhere, I'm telling you that it's Holy Spirit. Are you getting me?
Holy Spirit.
It was born and I to convince the man. Why? Because the man was walking with wisdom. You can never convince a man that is foolish. Are you getting me now? So if you are not prepared to learn, like what I said before, if you are not prepared to learn, you are not prepared to follow, understand. At the end of the day, you cannot have your hands established. The Bible said, as God saw it that Joseph was already walking in wisdom, you have to come and I'll be like, calm down. I'm the one involved in this. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to do. Before he was able to know that, oh, this is God in this situation. Are you seeing it now? That was a very big problem. But maturity was there. But if it was to be our age, then domestic violence will come in.
Yeah.
For we even beat Jesus out of the stomach of Jesus had to change belly. We'll go to another story. So that's just it. Understand is key. Understand is key. In any marriage, whatever you are having, I don't care to know the amount of love you have. You don't have understanding, you have nothing.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to also be wrapping up with this, that talking about the understanding, because we think that because we lack understanding, that's why we're having these issues.
Yes.
So as a lady, I'll be talking to the lady, the ladies rather, or both parties, know that you need understanding and you need love. When it comes to your spouse, you need to love, and the woman is meant to submit to the husband. You cannot train your husband. The scripture says train up a child, not train up an adult. You cannot train an adult. A guy that have stayed the mother for 20-something years or 30-something years, have received training, he no gree bend. Do you think it's your 1 year of staying with him that is going to make him, yield to what you are saying? So you are meant to love and submit to your spouse. I'm talking about both parties. And train your children. If you can tell your children, you pour water here, you take more to clean it. Why do you think if your husband poured water on the floor, you now have to shout at your husband, on the way you pour water there, go and mop it? Why? You are meant to even train your children. Correct your child and say, baby, I don't know whatever you want to call your children, maybe famous, or Sime, or whatever. Pick or Benita, or whatever you want to call your children,
I want to call my child, my first child, Lights.
Okay.
My second child, Perfect.
All right.
My third child, Famous.
Wonderful.
Boys.
Yeah, you Jesus. How do you know if it's going to be boys? All right. So, whatever you want to call that child, maybe Light, come and mop. It's even Light you're supposed to tell, mop the floor. Not your husband. And that is why the scripture says that I will send him an helpmate to help him. So in the midst of his flaws, you were there to help.
Yes.
Not to train him, to help him.
So at that point of pouring the water on the floor, you don't tell the husband.
You don't tell him, you mop it.
Yeah.
That is a place of your work. That's where you're supposed to come and help him. That's where you are supposed to function in helping him. You get it? So ladies, please know that you are an helpmate, and work with that mindset. Even in your marriage, even in your relationship, work with that. And as you do, God will bless you. And the brother, you are to love her. To love her in all situations. Even in her weaknesses, love her. Don't feel that something is wrong with you. Don't use words that is hurting. Don't use words that is abusive on her. I regret ever meeting you. Please, stop using this word that you are the worst thing that ever happened to me. Hello, you said I'm the best thing that has happened to you the time you met me. Why do you think now, because of what is going on or whatever we are going through, I'm not the worst thing that have ever happened to you? It's lack of understanding. So please, guys, we want to call it a day. So to come your way again, sir, join me as to say that. Stay positive and stay loving. Oh no, we have to say that again together. Okay, so to come your way, guys, remember this is Ememe Peace YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, if not liked, if not commented, what are you waiting for? Do you want me to
No, don't abuse them domestically.
Okay.
There are so much.
Oh,
so
God.
If I abuse them from domestic
because they are
they are so much. Yeah.
Oh goodness. So guys, let's say this again. Until I come your way again, stay positive and stay loving. Jesus loves you. God bless you. Bye.